Bill Morneau says he recused himself from decisions as finance minister that would have affected his huge financial company. He says that at least twice he left cabinet meetings on the subject. He's so ethical. Sure, he still owns shares in his family company, Morneau Chappelle, that directly benefited from his tax changes, but pinky swear that never entered his mind. He made $5 million off it, but still. On 2 occasions, he was so careful, he left the room and let others make the decisions. Oh, really? Because that's not what his staff say. Look at this. It's an access to information document we received just a couple of days ago. We asked for any records about those recusals that the finance department has. Of course, confidential memos would be blacked out, but let's just see roughly what the facts were. Did he recuse himself as he said? We asked for, and I quote, copies of any documents showing all examples of the invoking of the Minister of Finance's conflict of interest screen and the dates and general subject matters involved since November 4th, 2015, unquote. That's when Morneau was sworn in as finance minister. And here's what the departmental staff, here's what the Department of Finance wrote back. They said, I must inform you that after a thorough search, no records exist in the Department of Finance Canada concerning this request, unquote. No records. Not a single email, not a single memo, not a single scrap of paper. There are no records whatsoever that show Bill Morneau ever recused himself for a conflict of interest. Yeah, that's what Bill Morneau's own civil servants say. Are they lying? Or is he lying? Or did he just forget to recuse himself like he forgot to tell the ethics commissioner about his secret French villa? Because it's easy to forget things like that, I guess. Look, the man's corrupt. He didn't disclose his secret French villa as he was required to do. He didn't put his shares in a blind trust. He profited $5 million when his company shares zoomed after he became finance minister. He is just a shifty man. And now this, he says he recused himself twice, but his own staff say they don't have any records of that? You know, enough is enough. Let's start a petition. He needs to be fired. He just does. He was bad enough when he called small business people and doctors and farmers tax cheaters who need to pay more, while he shelters his own money in a family trust. But now it's clear he's just too corrupt. He's too much of a conflict of interest, too much of a personal benefit, millions of dollars. He has to go. Will you sign the petition? I'd like to get 100,000 signatures, and we'll personally deliver it to his office. Go to firemorneau.com. That's fire, MORNEAU.com. But you know, I think he'd probably ignore that petition, even if 100,000 people signed it. So let's do something he can't ignore also. Let's get that big old Jumbotron truck out again. You know the one? We used it in London, Ontario a few weeks ago. The one with the giant Jumbotron TV in the back. And let's drive it around Bay Street, downtown Toronto. Drive around all the banks, all the stockbrokers, all the masters of the universe, the people who know that Morneau has been in a brutal conflict of interest for years, and he's made out like a bandit. The people who know that if they had violated securities laws the same way Morneau violated the ethics commissioner's rules, they wouldn't just be paying a $200 fine as he had to pay. They'd be fired. We'll have a big blazing video on the truck's TV pointing out how Morneau lied, pointing out how he covered things up, how his own department says there are no records of him ever recusing himself. We will drive that truck around for hours with all those facts on the big TV on the back. That truck costs about $1,600 to rent. Now, that's a lot of money, but if you can help us out, please do. You can chip in a few bucks right there on the same website, firemorneau.com. I know that driving that truck around Bay Street in Toronto, the financial district, for hours will get tens of thousands of people to see it. The fancy people that Morneau really cares about. 100,000 signatures from the middle class, I don't think that'll faze him. But some fancy phone calls from Toronto power brokers who just saw our Jumbotron truck, oh, he'll care about that. Sorry, the finance minister of Canada cannot be a cheater. His own staff say there is no record of him ever withdrawing from a decision because of a conflict. He is a liar. Sorry, he has to go. Visit firemorneau.com to sign the petition and to help us get that Jumbotron on the street. Go to firemorneau.com. I'm sick of Bill Morneau. He's a tax hiker, spender, sure, all that, but it's the corruption that really gets me. Go to firemorneau.com, sign our petition, and help chip in for that Jumbotron truck.